I'm Mr. Mo. Did you know you're probably oiling your valves the wrong way? So let's do something about it. This is the fast way. Here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need your instrument. You're gonna need some kind of cloth. I like to use an old ripped up t-shirt. Don't tell my wife I took one of her napkins. A cleaning rod. Some kind of strip of cloth. And some valve oil. Make sure that whatever cloth you use, it is a lint-free cloth. Old t-shirts are the best for it. This is not how you oil your valves. Some books say that, and I have no idea why. So, take off your first valve, or any valve, and add about 3 or 4 drops, and then put the valve back on. Make sure you put the valve back on the right way. That's the most important part. If you're using Euphonium or Tuba, there's a valve guide that has to line up. Line it up correctly or you're gonna do some major damage to that guide. This is the way you should use it most of the time. You're gonna wipe off all the old grime first. This is the best way to do this. If you do this, your valves will work much better than the first way. Notice when I put the valves back in here in a second, I try to have the number that's on the valve facing up towards me, and then I turn it to the right until you hear a click. The number should face towards the front end of the trumpet, the part of the trumpet that goes to your face. There are some trumpets and cornets that don't line up that way. This next way is the best way to oil your valves. If you have trouble with sticky valves, this is probably what you want to do. You're going to use that cleaning rod and you're going to put that strip of cloth through it and make sure you cover up the metal as best you can so not to scratch the inside of your trumpet. Did I mention that when you're oiling your valves, you only want to take one out at a time? On a trumpet, they're usually numbered, so that makes it easy. On a baritone, euphonium, or tuba, sometimes they don't have numbers, and then you're going to make a big mess if you take them all out at the same time. So you're going to take your cleaning rod, and then you're just going to clean out the inside of the valve. You'd be surprised how much grease and grime and stuff gets stuck in here. When you do this, make sure not to scrape the metal against the inside of the valve casing. Any kind of scratch is going to make your valves kind of a nightmare to use. Then you put everything back together, and now it should be ready to rock. Again, when you put your valve in, make sure that you put it in the correct way. If you don't, you're going to have trouble. You'll notice that sometimes I put a little bit of oil up where the spring is. Sometimes those springs can be noisy, and a little bit of oil can quiet them down just a little bit. After I put the valve in, I always move it up and down to spread the oil around. If you don't do that, then it's not going to work that good. This is a mistake I see young trumpet players do all the time, and then they interrupt band in the middle of class for me to come fix it. Instead of unscrewing the correct part of the valve, they take off the top above the stem where the caps are. And then they get this thing. It's super easy to fix, and it's super annoying when you come to your band director in the middle of class to fix it. Here's what you do. You take the whole valve out, and you just put all the parts back in the correct order. Make sure that little plastic valve guide is facing the right way. If it falls out or is upside down or something like that, your valve's not going to want to work the right way. If that falls out, then go to your band director after class is over. If you put your valves in backwards or the wrong way, you're going to know right away. So you do a play test. If you try to play, and it's like trying to blow air through a brick wall, guess what? You did it wrong. So, take the valve out, turn it till it clicks, make sure the number's facing the correct way, and voila, your trumpet's going to work perfectly again. Am I good or what? The answer is, I'm good. Now, Your valves you're going to want to oil about once every week. Slides can go a little bit longer. For this, you're going to need your trumpet, your cloth, and some slide grease. I like to keep my slide grease in a bag because sometimes those things bust and get everywhere. So you're going to take out your slide and wipe off all the old grease. Make sure you wipe off the old grease before putting new grease on. You can put some on your finger, or you can put it right on the slide. Either way, your finger's going to get dirty, so you might as well just get used to it. Be careful not to put too much, because this stuff will get everywhere, and it will stain your clothes. You'll notice when I put it back in, I put in one side at a time to spread the oil on the inside of the trumpet. Or grease, I guess I should say. After you do this, your slides are going to be good for about 3 months. Anytime you pack your trumpet away for a long period of time, oil your valves and grease your slides, or you're going to have a real trouble. There are 4 different slides on a trumpet. Some instruments have more. Make sure that whenever you're pulling out a slide that you push down the valve that goes with that slide. Otherwise, air pressure can build up and your slide can pop off, hit the ground, and make a dent or something. Could be some bad news. One secret I like is when I do my 3rd valve slide, not only do I put grease on it, at the very end I'll put a little drop of oil because that one you want to move. By the way, anytime you play the note D, you're going to want to slide that slide out. C sharp also. And that's how you oil and grease your instrument. Now, get off the couch and go take care of your trumpet, euphonium, or tuba. Go now!